the funniest thing about this game is you see like absolutely high quality goals, like
Yeah.
like the one that Caicedo's the first goal that Caicedo scored as well. The touch and finish, it happens
Yeah.
so quickly. Marta's goal, Santos free kick, like high quality, like best of the best that you'll see in women's football.
Yeah.
And then this happens, and I'm just like, oh no. And I mean, fair play, man, entertainment,
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
like
I mean, I'm
highly,
glad
highly entertaining.
I'm glad there was no fantasy football in this game because everyone's defenders would just be like -5, -5 across the board.
That's true, yeah. Oh God, own goals. Yeah.
Oh,
It had everything. It had everything. Penalty,
yeah.
own goal, almost a red card. I mean, like seriously, Karabali should have been sent off like twice in this game.
Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of All About the W. As usual, I have Kai with me, and we are here to cover the crazy Copa America final between Colombia and Brazil. I don't know if it happened for you yesterday or today, but whichever day it happened for you, depending on whichever time zone you're in, it was a it. I mean, if you haven't caught this match, please go watch the highlights. It is a goal fest to say the least.
Yeah.
Guy, how are you feeling?
Oof. I mean, what a match, man. Like, I think this might just be one of the most entertaining football matches I have ever seen. I was fully out of breath just watching it. Because like I'm in the Netherlands right now, so like the kickoff was at like 11 p.m. and
Yeah.
I had traveled the whole day. I was a bit tired, so there were so many moments in the game where I was like, oh, you know what? Maybe I'll go to sleep now. I'll catch the match
Yeah.
later. And just as the thought happened in my head, somebody scored a goal. And I was like, oh, I can't go to sleep now and
Yeah, I
watch
can
the whole thing.
imagine. I can imagine. Oh my God, so exciting. Before we begin to talk about the game, I'd like to remind everyone to like, subscribe, comment. We are now very close to reaching 460 subs, thanks to the support of all of y'all in the listening right now. So I hope you continue supporting us and share it with your friends. Please try and comment. It really helps our video. It also helps us to know, what you want us to address, any feedback, whatever. Anyway, coming to the game, what a game it was. It was Colombia versus Brazil, which ended 4-4 after extra time and then finished 5-4 on pens to Brazil. So first, Caicedo scored for Colombia in the 25th minute, and then Angelina equalized for Brazil with a penalty in the 45th plus 9th minute. We will talk about that penalty. Tarsian scored an own goal in the 69th minute. It was an absolutely ridiculous own goal, which put Colombia ahead. But then Gutierrez equalized in the 80th minute, after which Colombia once again went up in the 88th minute through Mayra Ramirez. So it was such a back and forth. Brazil equalized yet again through Marta in stoppage time in the 96th minute with an absolutely like like a beauty of a goal. It was absolutely wonderful. And it was all square at the end of regulation time. So into extra time we went. Uh, Brazil went ahead for the first time in the game through Marta. And what a sensational game Marta had in the 105th minute. And the drama continued as Lacey Santos equalized through a beautiful free kick. What a great free kick in the 115th minute. Oh my God. So many things happened in this game, Kai.
Yeah.
Where should we just let's start from the starting and let's start from the very beginning, as they say.
Yes.
Take us through how you think Colombia started because they went up ahead to
Yeah.
begin with.
I thought, in the first, say, the momentum was like it happened in such little patches in the first half. I felt like Colombia were up for the first, like, as in, like, had the upper hand for like the first 10 minutes, and then Brazil came back into it. But yeah, I would say largely until the goal happened, Colombia were more or less on top. And the reason I say this is, and this is something you see throughout the game, and this is something that is a little a characteristic of a team, like of the Colombian team, but also characteristic of a team that has Mayra Ramirez, because she is that target person, right? And that combination of Mayra Ramirez and Linda Caicedo, my God, it was surreal to watch. I will talk a little bit about Linda Caicedo, but Colombia, every time they would loft the ball up to Myra, it's always like going to create something. Like there's a possibility of something there because
Yeah.
she's somebody who can just uh, turn with the ball, spin the defender, and just run with the ball,
Yeah.
or like make a like a decisive pass into say somebody like Caicedo. And I felt like that kept happening throughout the first half, which is
Yeah.
why we saw early substitutions from Brazil as well, because the back line just could not handle Myra and Linda together.
Yeah. Yeah.
But we'll come to that. But yeah, I think that
But
first
no,
goal.
let's just address it right now. Like that combination, like Myra's physicality and hold up play, and Caicedo's like speed and nimbleness and movement. Like, how wonderful is that to have in one team? Like,
Yeah, absolutely. And like their game plan from start to finish was the same. Like they
yeah,
would loft the ball up to Myra. She would try to flick it on to either Caicedo or to Loboa, like depending on who has made the run. And then like in the deeper part of the pitch, either Caicedo or Loboa would like hold up the ball a little bit to make a cutback, make a cross, or just dribble with the ball and go for a shot themselves.
yeah,
So, I mean, the game plan was very clear, but it's just that, just not being able to deal with either of them, because Caicedo is also somebody, like we've seen that throughout the tournament, right? Like how much she's sort of has like a slightly free role.
yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
she's drifting inside, she's making like positively like lateral runs all the way across to the other side of the pitch. And also like shout out to Craig instead of for tracking back all the way. Like there was
yeah,
this one moment when Carolyn was about to break and she just like tracked back all the way and won the ball back, which is
yeah,
very, very impressive. But yeah, I mean, like it was just something that they just couldn't handle at all. And that's why you see Isa Haas being subbed in for Palermo in the
yeah,
44th minute. And also, I think, they were also struggling in that, even in the front too. Like,
yeah,
Carolyn was like very closely marked. I think they did a
yeah,
very good
yeah,
job of staying very tight to Carolyn, because what happens when Carolyn like just gets the
yeah,
ball, right?
yeah,
And like she runs, and I remember, I don't know who it was who made a challenge right outside the box.
yeah,
This was
yeah, yeah,
towards the end of the game. Like if Carolyn had gotten a touch on that ball, she would be off, and
yeah,
it was a
yeah.
cynical foul. It was I mean, not a cynical foul, but like a, what is a, I'm not finding the right word.
Tactical.
A tactical foul, yes, thank you. A tactical foul. And But anyway, I think the front two of Garbellini and Dudinia was not working out, which is
Yeah,
when he sort of subbed in Gutierrez, because she had a great game
yeah, yeah.
in the
I
previous
also
game.
don't understand, like, Brazil. Like, I don't understand why, like, Gutierrez wasn't playing. I don't understand. Like Marta, I can understand. Older player, you want to preserve her, bring her on extra time, or like super sub or whatever.
Yeah,
But I don't understand with Gutierrez, like why, and
yeah,
even with Haas, I understand that Haas got a yellow in the previous game, didn't have the best of the previous game, got an own goal, maybe confidence was down, but
yeah,
like I did think that she, like, despite that, like, that misfortune in the previous game, I don't think she had a bad game in the previous game. Like, did she
yeah.
deserve to be dropped?
I also don't understand. I mean, obviously, like Brazil have gone with like slightly different formation in
Yeah,
different games, but I mean, I think if I'm not mistaken, maybe the game against um, Uruguay is the only one that um, like who do they play in the semifinals again? I've forgotten.
They
Uh,
played Uruguay.
yeah, they played Uruguay. I think that might be the only game that Gutierrez actually started in this tournament, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, but she had a
But
great game. I'm sorry, she was the best
yeah,
player in that game.
she did have a great game, and I
Yeah,
think that might be one of those things, like maybe like Uruguay, we saw like there was a significant rotation that they did have, that
yeah,
Brazil did have. So it's possible that the manager sort of saw her as like an impact sub more
yeah,
than
yeah,
anything
yeah,
else.
yeah.
But of course,
Which
like
worked,
Ludina was
to
like,
be fair, it worked. Yeah,
yeah, because Ludina was like really struggling.
yeah,
So he wanted, and the other thing is, I think maybe it was also a move to sort of match the physicality,
yeah,
because the
yeah,
Colombian, like honestly, like I saw a lot of tweets talking about how Colombians were playing dirty, whatever, like
yeah, yeah,
basically
yeah.
being physical, right?
It was no, my favorite tweet was the Colombians did MMA, wrestling, something, something, everything but football, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk a little bit about the defending in the game, but yeah, I mean, I think maybe Dudina was also subbed out because uh, there was a lack of physicality, and Gutierrez maybe offered that.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, then you have that next goal, right? Oof.
yeah,
The
yeah.
penalty, basically.
Talk to me about the penalty. Like, obviously, there was like some rough play in the box, and obviously, you're falling over each other. How did you feel about it? The yellow, the red, what? All the rules about penalty box behavior and outside box behavior and everything.
Yeah, I mean, it was just silly. Like, we've seen Carabali do this a little bit. Like, we know she's a slightly hot-headed player. In fact, I used to really worry for Brighton when they played both Pattinson and Carabali in their back line.
Yeah, yeah,
They're like really like two steps away from like two reds and having only one clean sheet.
yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it was just silly. Like, you need to keep your head uh, like in a finals, but basically Caravali wins the ball. Like, it's like an aerial duel with Gio. So they both fall to the floor in a pile, and Gio kind of kicks Caravali, right?
Yeah.
She kicks her, but not like it's not like a proper kick, but she
It's
kicks
a
her
dark
kind of.
arts kick.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's like oh, I'm moving my leg, but I'm also kicking you kind of kick, right?
Yeah.
Caravali feels this, and she just goes in head first into her
Yeah.
neck or something. And again, there's VAR. Like, I,
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know how many times we need to say this, but there's
Like
VAR. You
hair
can't forget VAR.
pulling, going in on the neck. Like,
Yeah.
please.
But of course, like the ref looks at it, and I don't know. I thought, oh, this game's over. Like, this is gonna be like a snooze fest now. They're gonna be a player
Yeah.
down, and they're just gonna sit back. But the ref
Yeah.
weirdly decides that it's going to be a penalty, which is
Yeah.
weird because Gio was not making a play for the ball or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like, the
Yeah.
ball was already outside, the box was cleared.
Yeah. Yeah.
Um, and she decides to give Caravali a yellow card. So I was like,
Yeah. Yeah.
okay,
Yeah.
I still don't know the
Yeah, because
rules.
when
I
I
don't know.
saw it, I was like, this is a red. But then I was like, apparently, and you were telling me this earlier, the CONMEBOL has some different rules regarding this.
Listen, guys, if any of you know what the deal is, do let us know. I will also look it up. I honestly did not have the time to look up the rules, what is different. But to me, like, having watched football, that looked like violent conduct and like a straight red to me. But maybe some people were saying that there are other rules for CONMEBOL, and I don't know what those rules are exactly. But of course, like,
Yeah, the South
Brazil are.
Americans are dancing to their own tune, including the
Yeah, and
referees.
fair play to them,
Yeah.
whatever they want to do.
I mean, it was
And
exciting because of it. So,
yeah, maybe Karavali knew that. Maybe Karavali is struggling
yeah,
to
yeah, fair enough.
keep it together in the WSL for
Yeah.
a reason. But
Yeah.
anyway, no, but on a serious note, like, yeah, I mean, they obviously score that penalty, and it's
Yeah.
like 1-1 at halftime. And
Yeah,
at
yeah,
this
yeah.
point, I'm thinking, should I sleep?
Yeah, 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 yeah.
But then I convinced myself to not.
Okay, I think now I have to discuss this next goal, which is like the most Looney Tunes goal I've seen in a
Oh,
while. You know, like you could put the
yeah.
music on it.
Yeah.
So basically, Tasia is passing back to Lorena, the goalkeeper, who's rushing
Not
out.
under a whole lot of pressure, I might
Yeah,
add.
very
Like a
chill,
little bit
no
of
one.
pressure, but not too
There
much
was
pressure.
yeah, I think I'm not sure who was there. I think it might have been Caicedo or someone. Uh,
Yeah.
somebody was there around that area, but not like in a way that it was like really pressing. Anyway, Tarzan passes back to Lorena, and Lorena's head running out. Okay, and Tarzan doesn't realize that maybe, and Lorena suddenly realizes that the ball is coming back to her when she didn't expect it, and then she runs back to try and get the ball, and you can kind of like see the ball like slow inch murder crawl into the goal. You know, it was so
It was
funny, and it
literally
was
happening in slow motion.
yeah, it was in slow motion. Like I was just like, somebody stop that. Like I was like, even at the edge of the line, I was like, this can be saved. Jump, you know, like
I know, I know. I mean, it was really funny. The funniest thing about this game is you see like absolutely high quality goals. Like,
yeah,
like the one that, Caicedo, the first goal that Caicedo scored as well, the touch and finish, it happens
yeah,
so quickly. Marta's goal, Santos free kick, like high quality, like best of the best that you'll see in women's football.
yeah,
And then and then this happens, and I'm just like, oh no. And I mean, fair play, man. Entertainment.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Like
I mean, I'm
highly,
glad.
highly entertaining.
I'm glad there was no fantasy football in this game because everyone's defenders would just be like -5, -5 across the board.
That's true. Yeah. Oh God, own goals. Yeah.
Oh,
It had everything. It had everything. Penalty,
yeah,
own goal, almost a red card. I mean, like seriously, Karabali should have been sent off like twice in this game. So
yeah.
anyway,
Um, okay, so we've covered like the comedy goals. What followed were, I think, more like quintessentially classic football goals.
yeah.
I think I this you mentioned that this was your one of your the Guterres goal. That was your
Hmm.
favorite goal in the game.
Yeah, so this was also like a funny goal in some ways because Colombia, like Brazil, got a throw in and they take the throw in very quickly. And the Colombian players are all switched off. A brilliant cross comes in for Guterres, but she still has like a lot to do. Like she has to chest it down and just smash it in, which she does like absolutely beautifully. I like Guterres has really grown on me as a player, to be honest. Like her just the technical quality on the ball is just something else. But of course, like Colombia were like really protesting that goal. They were like, no, no, like the throw in, like it just happened too quickly and they were not ready for it or something. But yeah, I mean, ultimately, if you switch off, yeah, you pay for it.
Yeah, and you have to these things you have to play to the whistle and these sort of things. No, like
Yeah.
if uh, like you have to be ready for the other team to be quick on the uptake. As the
Hmm.
game gets more and more professional, the it'll also get faster in terms of how fast throw-ins happen, free kicks happen, these sort of things. Like people have won
Yeah.
finals over quick free kicks and quick throw-ins.
Hmm.
You have to be
Yeah.
prepared for that. It brings me to like a random Jose Mourinho thing where the ball boys used to be trained to like
Oh yeah,
take
yeah,
time
yeah.
on the opposition to throw-ins and like
The other day I was watching a video of a ball boy being like sent with a note to the
yeah,
goalkeeper. It was from
yeah,
Jose
yeah, yeah,
Mourinho, and I was just like, oh yeah, that is
yeah,
very
yeah.
classic Jose Mourinho
Oh yeah,
behavior.
yeah, yeah. Uh, anyway, coming back to this game, um, uh, and now at this point, like finally, everything is sort of equal. You're like in the 80th minute, it could be anyone's game. Now you're
Yeah.
thinking, oh, it'll be a goal and then it'll be done, right? Like, because there's like 10 minutes left.
Oh no, I
Uh,
was fully thinking it was going to go to extra time because I mean I
yeah,
feel like Euros has sort of destroyed our brains a little bit, where we're just like, oh,
Oh,
10
right.
minutes and nobody's gonna score. I mean, to be fair, like Azimang did score a bunch of goals
Yeah, yeah,
very
yeah.
last minute,
No,
but
I also think that just because the game was so like every you're expecting a goal at some like
yeah,
uh so at this point, Myra Ramirez, one on one with the goalkeeper. Now,
oh,
Kai, for you, I have to discuss this as a like as someone who has heard a Chelsea fan groan about this for a year
yeah,
now. Myra Ramirez, one on one with the goalkeeper, scores a goal.
yeah. And
How
I
do
will
you
tell you
feel about this?
exactly why, right?
Yeah,
So this goal is like probably exactly what the manager had in mind for Colombia to do throughout the game. Long
yeah,
ball comes into Myra, she flicks it on, Caicedo gets it, she runs with the ball. Right, there are three defenders, like Brazilian, they're all out of position. Like nobody is in position in this game. Like
yeah,
after
yeah,
like about 35 minutes, everybody there's no structure, right?
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah. Too structured.
like
We want
yeah,
entertainment.
yeah, yeah. Three like three Brazilian defenders are sort of like swarming around Linda,
Yeah,
leaving Myra unmarked, right?
yeah,
And
yeah, yeah,
Linda Caicedo does this brilliant thing. The ball's on her r- right foot, I think.
yeah,
She cuts it into her left foot, um, which means she's drawing like all the defenders further to herself before she
yeah,
makes that
yeah,
pass
yeah.
to Myra. I mean, that's just like proper quality. Like she knew exactly
Yeah,
what she was doing in that moment. Like
yeah,
she
yeah, yeah,
never intended to take that shot. She just
yeah,
intended
yeah,
to create that space for Myra. And I believe that is the only reason why Myra scores that goal. If Myra had carried that ball, if
yeah,
she had carried that ball into the box, there is no way she would have scored that goal. Like I am convinced
yeah,
because the same thing happened earlier in the game, right after this goal, their first goal. Like she had too much time to think. She takes it around the goalkeeper. It's a heavy touch. It just goes
yeah,
out of
yeah,
play.
yeah,
And
yeah,
this time she gets a pass at the right moment. She doesn't have too much time to think.
yeah,
Bang!
yeah,
It's a
yeah.
goal.
So
Like she
basically,
flips
we
it.
just need a bot to accompany Myra with the ball and supply it to
Yeah,
her near the box or
I'm
in the
saying like
box.
and Myra's also pretty good out wide. Like she's good
Yeah,
carrying the ball down the wing and making a cutback and things
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
yeah,
Play Myra and Sam Kerr up top.
yeah,
That's considering Sam Kerr comes back. I don't know.
yeah,
Like anyway, but yeah, I mean, again, like a well constructed goal. Like that's
yeah,
exactly what they wanted tactically, and it worked. It worked really well. And to be
yeah,
fair
and
to Myra, like even for the first goal, right? It was like slightly the one that Caicedo scored. It was like a bit of chaos in the box,
yeah,
and like Myra had the presence of mind to just lay the ball off to Caicedo to take that shot.
yeah,
Like Caicedo
yeah,
had a
yeah,
lot to do. Like she had to make that finish, but it was still a really good assist from Myra.
yeah,
So yeah,
yeah,
I mean
yeah.
those two worked really well together. It was nice to
I
watch.
mean, to be fair, like the Brazilian defenders were already a little bit low in confidence considering Tarsian had scored an own goal.
Oh
Like
god.
by then, Haas had come in after a bad semi-finals and Palermo had gone out because they were so bad and Malizia was on a yellow. So I mean, I
Yeah.
don't blame them for like having lost their like composure a little bit,
Yeah.
or
That's true.
shape.
Yeah.
Uh, but that was, you would think 88-minute goal, like
Oh.
Colombia have now won this. And, like, this is where I thought, like, Colombia definitely lost the mental battle, which is that you went up ahead three times in a game and you could not maintain your lead and it's a final. Like
Yeah.
you pack that shit up like game management. Like uh what like do you think it was a game management issue, an organization issue? Was it a substitution issue? Like what do you think it was that they were unable to hold on to that? For it's like a few minutes, right? Like it
Yeah,
wasn't.
it's Myra scores in the 88th minute, and I think
Yeah,
there's like 6 minutes added time.
yeah,
That's it. So it's you basically need to hold on for like about 8 minutes, and then there was
yeah,
a bit of dark arts happening in between. So there would
yeah,
have been extra 2 minutes to that 6 minutes added. So I mean, I honestly think it's a mix of things, right? Like so first is the general issue Colombia have with game management. Like another example that really stands out to me is their Olympics, I think quarterfinals against
yeah,
Spain,
yeah,
where they were 2-0 up, like even at 70 minutes, like they were 2-0 up and they bottled it. Like, Spain scored two goals in 10 minutes and then
yeah,
take it to extra time. And
yeah,
obviously, like Spanish, like, you score 2 goals, the momentum is just fully with you.
yeah, yeah,
And I think Spain won there on pens.
yeah,
So there is definitely, and even if you look at this game, right? Um, the second thing is the substitution. Like
yeah,
he subbed her out, subbed Myra out. Now, for me, the thing is, okay, you could potentially go like you. There could potentially be an equalizer, so you need a goal
yeah,
scorer on the pitch.
yeah,
But still, that's okay. Like Myra is
yeah,
not the
yeah,
most
yeah,
clinical goal scorer, right? But Myra is that target player. Anytime you need your like the pressure to be relieved, you
yeah,
want Myra there to hold up the ball just a little bit, and you sub out that one player who can do that. And
yeah,
I
yeah,
think
yeah,
that backfired for sure. But
yeah,
then the third thing is the defending, and this is true for both teams throughout the game.
yeah,
Is basically what happened was, you know, anytime a cross would come in, like, all the players around the box would swarm towards the ball,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah,
They would sort of move towards the ball to clear that. And even if that player is like a defensive midfielder,
yeah,
or
yeah,
like
yeah,
somebody who's playing the pivot or whatever it is, like everybody would go into the box. There would be like this massive gap between the box
yeah,
and, like, outside the box, just at the edge of the box, there would be a massive gap. There's
yeah,
nobody
yeah,
who's manning that edge of the box area.
yeah,
And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
where the Marta goal comes in. Like, you really don't want, you know the best player in the world, like one of the best players in the world, like the world has ever seen,
yeah,
to be running at pace with that momentum into the ball that falls at the edge of the box. I mean,
yeah,
that strike, the way she just like puts her laces through it, no. Oh,
yeah.
the quality of that strike is next level.
Before we talk about that Marta goal, which was like absolutely fantastic, was my favorite goal of the game. I have to say that I feel like the Brazilian team did have a slight edge when it came to like game management and like tactical awareness, etc. Just the idea of putting Marta in as a substitute, like that was just like the ultimate super sub. Of course, you have to have a player like Mata to put on in the 82nd
Yeah,
minute. Not everyone has that luxury, but like uh, I do think that like in terms of like game management, you saw that Dudinia and Carbellini were not working as well. Um, and you just like quickly, every sub you're making is making a difference. Haas made a
yeah,
difference to the defense. Guterres makes a difference to the attack. Marta makes a difference. So, like all these players that are coming on, every one of them is making some contribution, and
yeah,
that I think is very like tactically astute from
yeah.
the manager, like Arthur Jose Ribas
So
Elias.
this was the year that, like, a lot of people were hoping somebody other than Brazil would win this, but
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
unfortunately not to be the case. But it's just that, you know it's like, when um in the Euros quarterfinals, when Sweden beat Germany, like a lot of English fans were really happy because
yeah,
they didn't have to play Germany. Like, despite Germany not being like the best version of themselves in this Euros,
yeah,
simply because, like there's a fear around Germany as a team in
yeah,
the
yeah,
European Championships.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
And that's like the similar aura that Brazil have in Copa America, right?
yeah,
Like,
yeah,
something
yeah,
you've done over and over again. You have that mentality, even if the personnel are different.
yeah,
There
yeah.
is a DNA in the team
Yeah, yeah.
who
I mean,
has
it's
to
also
hold
like
it.
the structure and the infrastructure and the coaching team and the management around a team, right? That makes that difference. Uh,
Exactly.
which is why champions continue to perform well even when they don't win.
Yeah.
Um, coming to that Mata goal finally,
Yeah.
uh, I gotta say, I don't know. So not the assist, but I'm not sure who put the ball in. It could have been Sampaio. It could have been, Angelina.
I think it was
One of the two.
Angelina who put the ball in.
Yeah, whichever midfielder put that ball in,
Yeah.
absolutely stellar ball into the box. Um, like I just get I was obviously singing Angelina's praises last game as well. I thought she had a decent game this time as well.
Yeah,
Also had an assist. No, it wasn't. No, I'm not sure if it was Angelina, but even if it wasn't Angelina, I thought she had a great game. But
yeah,
what a goal! Like that goal from distance. I forget which player it hit and then went to Mata, but
yeah,
uh, from distance, locked into goal, top
yeah.
bins. Like what a goal!
It was like it was a brilliant finish. I mean that's the thing, right? Like Colombia had something like this maybe under control, right?
Yeah,
But then you have that one player who just makes a difference just through sheer quality. Like how
yeah,
many players can score that goal in the whole world? You
yeah, yeah,
can just
yeah,
like number, like it's just feel like three or four players who can do that under that kind of pressure. And
yeah,
like
yeah,
that's
yeah.
the kind of strike that comes from a player who's just like, oh no, this is my trophy and we're gonna
Yeah,
win
yeah,
this,
yeah,
you
yeah,
know.
yeah, 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 yeah. Absolutely. It was just like I will take game by stuff of the neck. I am now
Yeah,
on. I am the best player on this pitch. That confidence to when you're in the like you're in extra time. You have like seconds to go or whatever. Like it's a final. I would have probably been risk averse and tried to pass the ball in that situation because,
yeah,
like, if I sky that ball, I'm not going to get another opportunity to do this, right?
yeah,
But if I pass it into the box, there could be a scramble in the box, and somehow we could get it in a poacher's goal, right?
right.
So, like, I would not personally have taken the risk of taking that shot. And I think that is the difference between a good player and a great player, right? Like
Yeah,
Mata clearly
absolutely.
has the confidence of being like, I can make that. And I
Yeah,
made that. Like
yeah.
it was beautiful to watch. I was
And I
really,
mean, the flip side of it is also, I mean, it's so late in the game, but the
yeah.
flip side of it is also that people will be like, oh, Marta is whatever, selfish player or something like that. Who knows? But anyway, I mean, point is she
I mean
made
that
that.
if 96th minute extra time goal, nobody's saying selfish player.
That's
Everyone
true.
is
That's
just
true.
like
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, that's like honestly, like shame on me for thinking after Colombia scored, okay, I'm
Yeah.
gonna go sleep now. Maybe
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
when Marta was on the pitch, like
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
she
Shame
she
on you,
showed me what
Kai.
is what.
How
I'll tell
dare
you that.
you?
Yeah, shame on me for sure.
Yeah. So,
But yeah,
okay, so now for the first time, like obviously at the end of this regulation time, everything is all equal, and for the first time in the tournament, we're going into extra time, and
yeah,
for the first time in the game, Brazil actually get ahead in the game, and
yeah.
again, it is Marta in the 105th minute. Like, what were you thinking when that happened?
Uh, I mean, honestly, I thought they'd won
Yeah,
because I mean, a brilliant cross in Mata. Like seriously, the commitment to get on the end of that completely wrong foots the defender. She chases that
yeah,
ball and she taps it in. It's probably one of the easiest goals she'll score in her.
yeah, yeah,
She
yeah,
somehow managed to get her like foot to it, right? And
yeah,
that's
yeah,
all that cross needed. But yeah, I mean, I still felt, even in the first half of extra time, because Myra had been subbed out, I was very annoyed with that
yeah,
choice. Even
yeah,
as she was getting subbed out, even before Mata equalized, I was thinking just keep her on the pitch, sub anybody else out.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
But then, of course, like, it didn't seem like it was all Brazil. I will say that. It
yeah,
still
yeah,
felt like an end to end game.
yeah,
Maybe possibly Brazil created like slightly better chances. But
yeah,
either way, I mean, yeah, I mean, once that goal went in, I was like, oh, yeah, this is done. Like, because, between Colombia and Brazil, like, I know for a fact that Brazil can probably manage a game better, manage a
yeah,
lead
yeah,
better,
yeah, yeah.
So then
Yeah.
you saw more dark
Famous,
cards come out.
wait. Famous last words, Guy, about Brazil managing a game better.
Yeah. Uh,
Okay. Colombia then, in maddeningly, in the 115th minute, score. on a free kick in extra time.
Yeah.
I'm just like, you can't write this. I swear. Like, and mind you, Haas gets another yellow.
Yeah.
Oh my god! Like, you
It
cannot write
was,
this.
yeah, I mean, that was like, I mean, that was a foul that needed to become. I actually, no, it wasn't a foul that needed to be committed. It was a silly foul, I would say. And yeah, I mean, it was just in a good spot. And I was just like, again, I'm such a, I wish I was more of a believer,
Yeah,
like, as in, like, believer in the
as a
football
sports
god, but
fan,
yeah,
yeah,
yeah, yeah. I'm just such a pessimist, right?
yeah,
I saw that free kick and I was like, oh yeah, the commentator was like, oh, it's in a
yeah,
really good spot, this, that. And I was like, huh, but you know. And then Lacey Santos does a thing where she kisses the ball and keeps it on the spot and then
yeah,
just like whips one in. And I was like, I was just sat like this, hand on my head,
yeah.
like, what
Yeah,
on earth is
I
going
do
on here?
think that like the wall could have been organized a little bit better for Brazil.
Yeah.
Like, so that there's only one opening which is on one side, so then the goalkeeper can only focus on that side.
Focus on that side, yeah.
I think that the wall was just too much in the center.
Yeah.
But
But
I
yeah, I mean,
mean,
she did end up going over the wall, which is
yeah,
another
yeah,
thing.
yeah. But then
So
she, like, you don't attempt it if like the wall is properly placed and they're jumping at the
yeah,
right time and these type of things.
that's true. Yeah,
Um,
I think that's why I think Lorena was like fully wrong-footed for that because I
yeah,
feel like she was expecting it to go to her left top bins and it went to her
yeah,
right top bins.
yeah, yeah,
So
yeah,
like, so yeah, that's the I feel like she could have done maybe slightly better. They both in terms of organizing the wall, but also just in
yeah,
terms
yeah,
of
yeah,
just like positioning herself.
yeah,
But I mean, listen, credit where credit's due. That
yeah,
was a brilliant free kick.
yeah. Absolutely
There's a
brilliant.
front angle of it, just like it just sort of defies logic. Yeah, I mean, like credit where credit's due. It was an absolutely brilliant free kick. If you see, look at the angle from the front of uh, yeah, the bend on that ball was just unreal. Credit to Lacey Santos.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely credit to Lacey Santos. She kept her team in it until the last possible minute, which was really quite literally the last possible minute because then we went into penalties.
Yeah,
Oh my god, I'm so tired of penalties, God. No, if I never see a penalty shootout again in my life, nobody will be
yeah.
happier than me.
I think this penalty shootout was a little less in quality overall, I would say. Like, I was slightly, I mean, first of all, Tapia was giving me the heebie jeebies the whole game because she kept spilling the ball. And, you don't want like somebody to score from a goalkeeper spilling the ball.
Yeah,
Like, that's
yeah,
just not fun. So,
yeah,
like, she spilled the ball at least like four times that I can remember. So
yeah,
generally not having the best of game. And then there was this 1 minute, like one occasion during the game where this Brazilian player just went, like she spills the ball, right? So this
yeah,
Brazilian player is like running at her to sort of get to the
yeah, yeah,
ball
yeah,
and
yeah.
like absolutely knees her in her
In the
jaw.
neck,
It
yeah,
looked
yeah,
it looked really painful, by the way.
yeah,
It just looked
yeah,
like really really painful. But anyway, overall Tapia not having a great game, and I felt, listen, I don't want to blame a goalkeeper in a penalty shootout. Like I don't
yeah,
want
yeah,
to.
yeah,
It's just it like
yeah,
I
yeah,
feel like it's not, the onus is on the outfield player to score the penalty.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Um,
yeah,
but I did feel like Tapia was moving way too quickly. Is that like
yeah,
committing to a side way too quickly? I felt
yeah,
like she could have been a little more patient. And there was like for one penalty she didn't even dive at all.
yeah,
But I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
she did save two penalties, so I don't know, like
yeah,
I think she
yeah,
saved
yeah.
Angelina's as well as Marta's penalty.
Martas, yeah,
So I mean, she did enough, I think. Yeah, I
yeah,
think,
yeah, yeah,
the moment it went to pens, I was like, Brazil are
yeah,
winning
yeah,
this,
yeah.
because this is
And
where the
like,
mentality thing comes in as
yeah,
well.
plus like I think like for Colombia, a lot of people miss their pens that you like you're expecting that at least one of those would have gotten it. Santos after that great free kick misses her pen.
Yeah,
Pavi misses her pen. Karabali misses her pen.
yeah.
So you're expecting these people to convert because they're not young players, like they're seasoned-ish
Experienced
players.
players. And that's the funny thing, right? Like, I don't know if you remember from the last episode that we did on the semi-finals, like
Yeah,
we praised Pavi as well as Karabali for taking excellent penalties because they both
yeah,
like went for the roof for the net. And
yeah, yeah,
like
yeah,
it
yeah,
was it was like, and I think Pavi tried to do the same thing but skied it.
yeah,
Obviously,
yeah,
that's
yeah,
obviously like a possibility when you're trying to go
yeah,
for the that high shot. And
yeah,
with Karabali, I think, yeah, I think it was just a tame penalty from her. And
yeah,
obviously, she was under a lot of pressure. She had to convert it.
yeah, 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 yeah,
So, I mean, that's just what pressure does.
yeah,
But yeah, um,
yeah,
it was a chaotic game. I don't think there was one clear winner or loser in this
yeah,
game.
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
yeah.
just, yeah.
Yeah, not everybody's Chloe Kelly,
Huh?
apparently. Not
Sorry.
everybody's Chloe Kelly.
Uh, no comment.
No
Uh,
comment. Anyway, congratulations to Brazil for winning the Copa
hmm.
America. And congratulations, I think, to both teams for putting up a great show. I think it was one of the best finals in a long time. At least most
Yeah.
entertaining, I think, I suppose.
Yeah, true. Can I also say something? I'm hopping off the Mariona for Ballon d'Or train and
Yeah.
jumping onto the Marta for
Marta.
Ballon d'Or
Yes,
train.
yes. Uh, hashtag agenda. This channel is in support of Marta for Ballon d'Or.
Yeah,
Wins the Copa
this is our
America.
official announcement.
Yeah, and then with pride, got like some 9 goals and how many assists? I feel like it was
I
two
think
or three
11
assists.
goals and one assist last season.
Oh, right. And in the league, it was like
Yeah,
9 goals, or something like that.
yeah. I don't know. I mean,
So
I honestly
it was a great
don't.
season.
Yeah, good season. Won the Shield, won the playoffs.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
know, won the Copa America. I mean, like,
yeah,
try
yeah,
not having that European bias, guys.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean, come on, it's about time somebody apart from like Spanish player won the Ballon d'Or. Honestly,
Yeah, it's been a while. No, it's been a
it's
while.
been a while.
Uh,
I mean, like, this Don pointed this out last time, and it makes me angrier and angrier as I think about it. That the
mhm.
player of the tournament for the Euros was uh, what was I saying? I just blacked out for a
The
second.
women's Euros.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. The Europe. Yeah. Uh,
Aitana was a player of the
yeah,
tournament.
yeah. Sorry. Yes.
Ah,
It annoys me every single time. And I get angrier and angrier as I think about it that Aitana was the player of the tournament because, like, technically, she had meningitis. She didn't play for like a game. She came on 10 minutes at the end of one game.
yeah,
Then, like, she had like decent performances, but didn't really come into her own until the Germany game. And
yeah,
like, are you seriously telling me she was player of the tournament when there's like Hannah Hampton? Like, I don't even think she was the best player in her own team.
yeah.
Like,
I mean, that's what PR does, and like when you look at like eventually when you look at like the Ballon d'Or voting and things like that, like obviously like journalists are going to look at like who won the player of the tournament at the Euros.
yeah,
Oh, it's Bonmati. Okay, I'll vote for Bonmati. Like, and he was the
yeah.
player of the tournament in the Champions League as well, by the way.
Yeah. I'll tell
Uh,
you, this is like, I feel this is like lazy journalism where they're not watching all the games and they're
yeah,
just like,
same.
oh, let me
Who
just vote
watches
for
women's football?
Bonmati. Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
yeah.
I
It's
mean,
it's
like,
frust.
how do they decide is like whoever the panel is that decides, like, is it, I'm not even sure how this gets decided.
Yeah, I don't know. It's just like a bunch of people voting. Anyway, I mean, listen. I mean, ultimately, at least we can sleep peacefully at night knowing that like Ballon d'Or is largely like a PR award more than anything else.
Yeah, 100%. Uh, ju-
Whatever. It's fine.
Justice, hashtag justice for Marta.
Just so matter. The woman is 39 years old, man. It's unreal. She's
Yeah.
retired like 4 times already, and she keeps
Yeah.
popping up. Like, I mean, honestly, if she doesn't like play in the 2027 World Cup, which is happening in
Yeah.
Brazil, I would be shocked. I'm willing to bet my house on it that
Yeah, and
uh,
because clearly she doesn't need to play the whole 90 minutes. She can come on at the 82nd, 88th minute or whatever minute she came on in
what a
82nd
brace.
and just scored two goals, bang, bang, done. Brazil wins.
Yeah,
Yay, go.
exactly. So yeah, I mean, it's just a couple of more years. She's 39, she'll be 41. It's okay.
Yeah, it's fine.
Like she'll figure it
People
out.
play. People play at 41. I
Yeah.
think Martina Navratilova played till she was like 50 or something. I don't know.
Yeah. There we go. Get her physio for Martha.
Yeah. Anyway, that brings us to the end of this episode. Make sure you like, subscribe, comment, share, and make sure you check out the highlights of this game because if you haven't seen it, it was one for the books. Anyway, we will probably be taking a small break for about 2 weeks, so you won't see an episode from us soon, but we will come back to you with a transfer update soon-ish when we get to it. So we see you when we see you. Bye bye.